It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steven. I love you, buddy.
I don't know what you did because I wasn't looking at your screen.
Oh, there you go. Here you go. That's how the show opened.
Hold on, Gary.
So, it is Friday, man. End of the week. Yesterday was fun, wasn't it? Looking forward to this show. I'm very stoked because our guest is in the back right now waiting to come out. And I'm going to add him now and put him in my position here. There we go.
Finally, some integrity.
Yes. What is up, Mikey? How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, you know, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but to me, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's how it feels like.
That's how it feels. Yeah. I got to tell you, man, I love you, but you about gave me a fucking stroke the other night.
What happened?
When you were posting at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning, you know, all that stuff. And poor Anima, you know, the love of my life is like with me going, "Are you okay, Gary? I'm so worried. Are you going to have a stroke?" Because all I kept saying was like, "Oh my fucking God, what? Oh my, what? No, what? What?"
Well, you know, the interesting part is, Gary, is that bad news about DC actually gives us more clicks than good news. You know?
I know.
That's the irony of it all, right?
Yeah, and by the way, I want to point out that, again, Mikey, Andre, Tom, Baum, and Keith and I are in a private group chat, and we talk every day.
Yep, we do.
Every day we're friends in real life, you know.
Scandalous conversations which cannot go public.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that we talk about cannot go public, not because of the information, but sometimes the phrasing.
Yeah, definitely. But are we on the radio right now? I mean, could I cuss? I mean, I'm not sure what the regulation.
Yeah, we're not on the radio, but absolutely, when we do go radio in January, I want to have you back on every Friday, if possible. But the fact is, you know, when they took on our shows and they said we do one show a week right now with them. But in January, all of our shows go over to KGRA Radio.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
The first thing that Bill and the station owner said was, because like Don was concerned that they would have trouble with my fuck bombs, because I do drop a lot of them. And they were like, "Oh no, we like the language. We like what he does.
Oh, okay.
We like how he talks."
Well, what a change these days, right?
Yeah. The reason why is because they don't answer. Yeah, danger zone. They do not answer to the FCC because they're digital radio.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the way to go, man. That's the way to go.
I get to say whatever the fuck I want.
Gary, I do agree with you. You do get to say whatever you want.
Shut up, Steven. Steven, I want to say hi to everybody in the panel.
Yeah, when you said back door, I was thinking, what, is this backroom casting couch or something?
You never know with me.
Should I say in a camera somewhere?
We're only allowed to say nincompoop when we're live.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, if I had a casting couch, this is what would happen. A young, beautiful girl would come in. I would ask her to sit on the couch, and then I would say, "Go ahead and play some Xbox. I want to see how good you are." Because I don't understand anything else.
Gary, beautiful woman comes in.
You choked on that one, John. Good.
Oh boy.
John, you need more.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead and say whatever you're going to do.
Beautiful woman comes in, and this is her reaction.
Well, knowing my reputation these days, a cute girl would come in and say, "Oh, are we going to watch the Snyder Cut?"
I don't have 4 hours.
4 hours, right? There you go.
Get John up off of
Well,
me.
I want to introduce you to our panel. Of course, you've met Fat Steven before and
Of
Keith,
course, yes.
but
yes,
I don't know
definitely.
if you've met Martin down at the very bottom there. He is our chat manager.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice to
hello.
meet you. Hello
Show
there.
Nice to meet you.
his job is mostly to manage the chat, and
You have to manage this chaotic chat. Oh my god, dude, are you getting well paid for this?
No.
yeah, he gets so much pay. And he knows that I would rather owe him all my life than to cheat him out of it.
You get
Right above him is
Hey.
Viking Out of Time, a very good friend of ours from the
Oh,
UK.
hello there.
Glad to see you
We
again,
have to
Mikey.
use subtitles with him because none of us know what the fuck he's saying.
You just don't have them.
It's so cute though when he talks. I don't know what he's saying. Then of course, Das Wolfen is our good friend John. He's from here in Springfield, though he lives up north in Sedalia now.
Awesome. Hello there.
But we
Hello.
got Keith and I got to have dinner with him. Of course, you know Keith.
Oh my god! Of course, the original Lethal Weapon before Subdual came around, copying
That's
you guys'
right.
format. So
Yeah, he doesn't get it. No. You guys can have I Spy. We.
Oh, there you go, I
Lethal Weapon.
Spy.
And remember, he's Riggs. I'm Murtaugh.
Why does he have the icon over his face?
I want to point out real quick that Latino Slant is here, a good friend of ours that has
Hello
a
there.
great show. Latino is here. Welcome to the show. He's come because in the second hour, his friend Alejandro is going to be our guest. He's a filmmaker, an up-and-coming filmmaker, and I'm really enjoyed the two films of his I've seen. It's good stuff.
Oh, awesome.
So, but anyway, I want to thank the chat who is here. Our chat is always awesome. We have, let's see.
They have
Latino
great
Slant
taste.
Polly.
You know, your chat has great taste. Dude.
Oh, I love
Tune
these
into you
guys.
guys. I mean, come on.
I love these guys. Latino is here. Polly. Bill Barkley from the lowlands of Scotland is here. Krampus Jeeves, previously known as Monkey Jeeves. Anima Confusa, the love of my life, is here. And oh yes, if you want to show that off, there you go. There you go. That's Down syndrome dwarf Gary. You can get that as an action figure one day. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
Is
do it.
there a Funko Pop on that?
No,
We-
no. What happens
I'd
is you
really
open
like
it.
to do an action figure based
you
on
o-
that. It would be so cool.
You open it up and you get what's left of the Snyderverse. Oh,
No, here's what you do. When you get it, it actually has a key that you wind it up with. So you have to open the package, you get the key out, you put it into the back, you crank it until it stops,
the back end.
pull the key out. Yeah, it goes into the back end, the back door. You pull the key out of the back door, and it stinks.
I'm sure it does.
How many
I want to
cranks in the
thank
back door do you do?
Joseph Dredd for being here. Penny,
I'm really glad this show isn't Scratch and Sniff. You know what I mean?
I know, right? Penny is here. That is Dork Knight's mom. Adrian Kellitz is here. Sax God is here because of you. The Sax
Oh,
God.
thank you for being here. That's awesome.
Sox Bulletins, Dragon Ruse, Joseph Dredd, cousin of Judge Dredd, second cousin, twice removed. Christian Delorme, Wajid Leakey, Kingsport Cal is here. AF Watcher 88, Shanatsky. The Dork Knight is here. Dork Knight's mom and Dork Knight are here. And TJ, and I'm really not going to try to pronounce your last name again. Najosi Sharika, I think. Oh my God, I hope I didn't fuck that up.
Just call him Bob and get it over with.
Yeah, what's up, T? What's up,
Bob.
T? Mr. T. We'll call him Mr. T. Let's see. Were there any questions, Martin? For Mikey.
No.
Yeah, here it is. Sax God says, I'm just here because I'm a huge supporter of the man, the myth, the fabulous Mikey Sutton.
Thank you, Sex God. Thank you. Wanted to say hello to Socks. Socks is going to be included in my comic book Dreamwalker, so he's going to
Very good friend of ours. He
good guy, really good guy.
does such a good job promoting our shows, and we love him. So I want to thank you for being on here. Look, Did you see my thumbnail? You saw my thumbnail.
I saw your thumbnail. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Before you get into saying what you're going to say, I have very mixed feelings about James Gunn. I
Yeah.
knew him when nobody knew him.
Yeah.
He was a nobody. He had just written Scooby-Doo and nobody knew who the fuck he was. And he had a blog. This is before even MySpace. He had a blog, and I would read his blog. And even back then, back before MySpace, I was shaking my head about James Gunn because he posted this story about him and his brother at Six Flags. And his brother, you know, the actor, was hemming and hawing about getting on this ride at Six Flags. And this 12-year-old girl that was standing in line behind him says, "Hurry up, pussy, and get on the ride. There's some of us that are still waiting." And James Gunn wrote, "Oh my God, I can hardly wait till that 12-year-old girl turns 18 so I can fuck her."
Oh my God.
I laughed and then I went, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, exactly.
And he's been doing that shit for a long time. And I got to tell you, when he got put on DC, I consider him right up there with Taika Waititi as far as being an irreverent person. He's very irreverent.
Yeah.
And I don't want somebody irreverent in charge of DC.
Hold on a minute.
But what's this?
Merci beaucoup, Christian.
Thank you, Christian. Very, very kind of you. Hey, boys, thanks for the Canadian representation. JFG is the shit.
Thank you.
I agree with you that if there is a thing called Canadian shit, it is known as Fat Steven Seagal.
Really? Wow, Gary.
Fuck yeah. We got canned laughter now. Awesome.
Gary, I got one for you.
Eat my balls. Eat them. Both of them. Eat them. Put them in your mouth with the little stuff called Steven.
There you go.
I swear to God. Do they have crack in Canada? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, they do. One of our mayors was on it, remember?
Oh, that's right. He was a crackhead.
Rob Ford. Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking dude was a crackhead. He really was. But anyway, I want you to always feel welcome here, Mikey.
Well,
and
yeah.
we absolutely stand by you.
Thank you so much.
I do not want to go into detail about it right now because a friend of ours is under attack. Your name got slid into it, and I'm like, whoa, motherfucker. Don't you include Mikey in this. But we know that stuff's going to start boiling up if people get a hold of this stuff. Steven, thank you. Brought this to my attention last night, and I'm like, yeah, we are not going to support this guy's attack on people we care about.
Yeah. I got a feeling who that person is, but you know.
Yeah, we get that every once in a while, but let's get into this.
It's funny because Gary, it's like from when I started broadcasting with Phil Abdul, we had Rogues Gallery. I called myself a troublemaker. I never imagined the head of DC would go after me. It's just like, what the hell world am I in now right now? You know.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't you dare Latino slant, Pauly. We want to have him on. I'm looking forward to talking to him because I enjoyed his films. But let's get into it because, like I said, I have mixed feelings. I like James Gunn and I don't like James Gunn. It's sort of weird because there are things I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved his Christmas special, and I even thanked him for it. I'm like, that was fun. Thank you. But then him in charge of DC scares the shit out of me. And I know Keith doesn't agree with me, but that's okay. Keith, let's get into this. You want to lead into this with Mikey?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, well, okay. Look, basically what we had was a story got leaked to the Hollywood Reporter, and they turned it into an exclusive. And unlike Mr. Sutton, Hollywood Reporter did a bang-up job reporting on this exclusive. Because when you actually read what they wrote, it really does sound kind of suspicious, I think is
Yeah.
what I'm going for. It really doesn't sound as solid as certain media outlets were making it sound. And basically, you know, it had started off by just talking about how Wonder Woman 3 was no longer going to be a thing at all. And when you started going through the article, it actually tries to break it down step by step in their own way, trying to be funny initially as to how that goes. And it just falls apart ultimately. What you find out is that Pam Abdi and her partner were the ones that actually, I think, went over and discussed everything with Patty Jenkins about her treatment for Wonder Woman 3. And what I've noticed is that when people talk about this, they forget one very important name. That Patty Jenkins put together her treatment with Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
So this is the same Jeff Johns who helped her to write her magnum opus, otherwise known as Wonder Woman 84.
Is that with the Goldar armor from Power Rangers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was wanting to make sure.
So basically, she was informed that what she had turned in wasn't really going to meet the expectations and the goals of where they were taking the company at that point. Rather than taking another attempt, another pass at doing it, Patty basically did what she did with Kevin Feige back when she actually was directing what was then known as Thor 2, and decided to take her ball and go home. That's the long and short of it. She leaves. Now, Wonder Woman 3 technically has not been canceled. What has happened is that Patty's treatment that she wrote with Jeff Johns was not accepted, and Patty just decided to take her ball and leave.
And we all know that Jeff Johns is a fucking idiot.
So that's the long and short of the story at this point. Everyone else made assumptions about it, for the most part. Well, you had Gal Gadot release a statement on Twitter.
Wait a minute. Did you say? Yeah, you did. You get the video.
So the long and the veiny of it is you're going to help us out, right? So the
Thank you very much. Anyway, Gal releases a statement on Twitter, and that says, a few years ago, it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman, and I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character, and more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans. Can't wait to share her next chapter with you. That's kind of,
Yeah.
That's not exactly saying, hey, I'm with Patty and I'm out of here too. That's kind of,
I'm sticking around.
yeah, that seems more like she's sticking around. So
it's funny, guys, because 2 days before the story of Patty Jenkins leaving came out, I wrote an article for Geekosity. I said that of all the DC films coming, Wonder Woman 3 is the most concerning of all of them. And I have been, for about a year or so now, I've been saying that this project's going to have some issues. Because what I was told, and I'm still Abdul's show, I've been saying this, is that Patty did not want to play ball. Okay? Because David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, wanted a Trinity film with Henry Cavill Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman. But Patty Jenkins did not want to have anything to do with what was then called the DCEU, now it's called DCU. Which is why 84 took place in the past, because she didn't have to put in any DCEU references or anything. It's just her own thing. And then I also heard that she did not want to let go of the tone that 84 had. And I'm like, oh my God, no. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna suck bad. It's gonna suck bad. And when I heard that David Zaslav had his quality control now in place for DC Studios, I'm like, yeah, is this gonna pass that test? And sure enough, it didn't pass that test. And all the things I was hearing, it's now becoming public now, with how bad this script treatment was. Guys, I heard Chris Pine was coming back.
As what?
They're gonna bring him back from the dead, or
Again?
again.
Like in someone else's body? So
I
Remember, like,
probably
take
would be so.
advantage
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, man.
I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll say I said this in the site. I'll say it here. I love talking about this. Wonder Woman 84 is one of the worst superhero films I've ever seen, and it fails twice. It fails as a Wonder Woman film, and most importantly, most personally to me, it fails as an 80s movie. Now, how can you have a movie set in the 80s with no 80s music? I mean, there's a scene where kids are breakdancing and there's no hip hop music playing. I'm like, there wasn't enough good hip hop in the 80s or something, And you heard Rio by Duran Duran. You had to like turn up the volume to actually hear a few seconds of that song. I'm like, this film should be wall to wall 80s music.
Well, it's the same problem I had with Atomic Blonde.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
They desaturated the film.
Yeah.
80s was very colorful, even in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
It's just ridiculous what they did. And Wonder Woman 84 is just completely bad film. The catcalling in the film is ridiculous. Nobody fucking does that.
Yeah, I know. And then what she does with Steve Trevor and the whole body swapping thing and the rape. I mean, it's just like, can you imagine if there's a male character doing? It's just completely distasteful. How did this get past? Okay, I shouldn't even say that. It's Walter Hamada, right? WM.
Yeah, Walter.
Shit.
You've seen my impression of Walter Hamada, right? Have you seen it? This was my impression while he was still working, but he wasn't working. Hey guys, hey, my desk is empty. I can help you, guys.
He's probably still doing. He's probably doing that now.
Still sitting in the office.
He's doing that for Paramount now.
Yeah, he's shuffling.
Oh God, there you go.
Paper,
there you go.
Blank typing paper. He's just stacking
for like a year and a half or so. I've been saying that Tubby Emmerich and Sarnoff and Walter Hamada are gone.
Yeah.
And people scoffed at me, they questioned it, and I would not stop no matter what they said. Oh, the Batman will save Hamada's job, and so on and so forth. And no, they're all gone. Salazar's was gonna come in, he's gonna wipe the slate clean. Yeah, he did.
No, we gotta get
people try and try and debunk me and ultimately fail.
Yeah, and you wanted to broach some of that today.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
James Gunn, because James Gunn kind of took a shot at you.
Yeah, it was a shot heard around the world, right?
Yeah, and yet, look what's happening. So, and what I had a problem with, just so you hear what I said.
Yeah, sure.
I said, I think that it was really underhanded to wait while The Rock was promoting his movie for James Gunn to call for a meeting with the heads of Warner Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's a sneaky, underhanded thing to do. And it scared me. It started getting me worrying because, I don't know who he is as a person. I have questions about who he is as a person. And when I heard that, it bothered me. So just get into it, man. Let's get into the thick of this and start talking about what's really going on at Warner Discovery.
Yeah. Well, Gary, it should make you happy then what I'm about to tell you now.
You better. You owe me. You almost gave me a stroke. You know what that's like.
Well, you remember that scene in The Breakfast Club where the principal goes, "This will go on your permanent record." It's from the Violence Fam song too. But anyway, um, it's James Gunn was called into the principal's office. It's
Oh,
actually
so that's what it was about.
yeah, because they knew this THR article is going to hit, and it's massive chaos right now. People are freaking out. That part is public. There is riot in the streets right now because they don't know if their project is going to happen or not. I mean, a lot of things are in development right now. I can tell you right now, it's in my article, so I made it public. One of the sources for a lot of these leaks, Gary, is $7 Productions. The Rock is unhappy with all of the secrecy going on because he really wanted to be an advisor to DC Studios, and apparently, I'm told he did not get that job. That James Gunn and Pierce Safran are in complete control. Well, sort of, because keep in mind that they are not the kings of the castle, because they have to report to.
Well, they have to
Mike DeLuca.
answer to the guy who has the pulse
Exactly.
strings. Yeah.
Yeah, and then David Zaz up on top. So there's like 2 layers above him that he has to go through. So The Rock is displeased with the fact that he can't get what he wants, and he feels that he's deserving of that. Come on, he's one of the most successful actors in the world. Ironically, Gunn's only DC film is their biggest flop.
Tanked. Yeah, it tanked.
Yeah.
And look, he's got a hit series, but once again, what do both that film and his series prove again? What I've always said, he's irreverent.
Yeah,
and I don't trust him with DC properties because you need someone that's going to respect the property. And you go back to what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of people, fans of the comic, were pissed at him for what he did.
Yeah.
A lot of you don't know that because we're all fans. Because I didn't give 2 shits about the comic myself, so it didn't bother me. It didn't affect me. I enjoyed the movies, but when I started listening to my friends that loved the comics, I was like, "Holy shit, he really did change things, and not always for the better."
Mm-hmm. Well, especially if you look at the original Star-Lord.
Exactly, that's the main one they complain about.
Yeah, because my memory of Star-Lord was from the Chris Claremont, John Byrne version.
Yep.
Which I read as a reprint. Not sure if you guys remember that. It came out like in '83. It had that double-sized glossy paper reprint.
Right.
That was a huge John Byrne fan. John Byrne was my god, man.
That guy drew the X-Men better than anybody.
Oh god, him and Terry Austin, holy shit, dude. you can't top that. Never has been topped. I don't care what you say about Jim Lee. Jim Lee was good, but John was the best. John and Terry, holy shit.
Yep. And one thing that was always said to me about John Byrne was, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I agreed that he had almost an anime style of drawing.
Yeah.
And I like that about him. So, but anyway, keep going. I didn't want to interrupt you.
So what's going on is that David Zaslav called this emergency meeting. Because the slate wasn't supposed to be given to them until January. All of a sudden, it's like, oh no, we want it by next week. What exactly are you doing? They have to calm some nerves down because, first of all, The Rock and $7 Productions, they're pretty uneasy, and I'm being very discreet about that description. It's a lot more severe than that. Now, I wrote an article recently about how and me and Sil have discussed this on our show numerous times. I've never gone public with it. I felt it needed the right time for me to say it on the site. When you say things on YouTube, it's one thing. When you say it on the site, you're reaching a lot of people, right? And so we've noticed that there is this weird kind of lack of communication publicly, lack of acknowledgement between The Rock and James Gunn.
They don't seem to be addressing one another at all.
At all, none.
And that's kind of weird because
it is
I
weird,
look
right?
at it because you got to look at like a sports team.
Yeah.
And that's like your defensive coach not talking to your offensive coach or head coach. It's weird.
Well, Can you imagine, like, when you got that radio deal, me, like, not congratulating you guys in public? Wouldn't that be weird? Like, why isn't Mikey saying anything to Gary and Keith? That's bizarre, right? So James Gunn becomes DC Studios president. Not one congratulations from The Rock. Nothing. Nothing. And at first, we're like, okay, maybe he's too busy posting his other products and stuff, right? But he has no time to take 1 second or a couple of seconds, say, James Gunn, congratulations. Look forward to working with you, boss. Nothing, right? But what really got to me, Gary, was when The Rock had a video of him in his truck, right? And he's talking about Black Adam. He's going to Adam's coming on video on demand. And he goes, yeah, we have a new regime now at DC Studios. And that was it. He turned up his truck and got out of it. He didn't say James Gunn's name. He didn't say Peter Safran's name. Peter Safran, who produced his Shazam movies, for $7 per.
Yeah, that is fishy, man.
Weird,
That's
weird, right? I mean,
yeah, that's off-putting. And I thought it was interesting that all this shit went down on the same day that The Rock posted his comment. Keith, you talked about that this morning. You want to bring that up right now?
Yeah.
His post.
Oh yeah. You mean okay? Remind me which one.
It's where he said, "Look, we're on our way to earning $400 million. That's beating Captain America: First Avenger."
Yeah.
So don't, he's saying, don't shake your head at us. This is our first film doing this, and then though what was it he said at the end of that, Keith, in his post? Are you there, Keith? We can't hear you. Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Hold on. I was looking.
That's okay. It's just the man trying to keep the black man down.
Okay. So do you mind if I share screen?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
No porn. He has the weirdest porn, like midgets and shit and clowns.
Wow.
A lot of
It's like nightmare fuel.
Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's just all the
So here it is. Enlarge that a little bit. You can hit Control Plus. We'll enlarge it. I didn't say engorge.
Double phrasing.
There we go. Let me read it out loud. Waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent hashtag Black Adam news. Our film will profit between $52 million to $72 million. Fact. At almost $400 million worldwide, we are building our new franchise step by step. First, Captain America did $370 million for the DC future. There you go. That's a great statement. This falls with all the controversy that happened on the same day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
No, it's not. And here's another part too, Gary, is that for the past couple of months, I have been saying on Scoop Center and Still Abdul, I've been saying that the break-even point that I was told for Black Adam was $400 million. It's the exact number I have been saying this whole time. And then this comes out, I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I heard, But don't you think there'd be a congratulations from James Gunn?
Yeah, isn't that odd? The head of DC doesn't give a congratulations.
Yeah.
Nothing weird about that.
Yeah, nothing weird about that. And what I thought was really strange too was when The Rock was talking about that truck video I was telling you about was in the truck. He goes, yeah, we're planning on all these projects for Justice Society, like Dr. Fate and Hawkman and other stuff. And I'm like, are you the head of DC Studios? Because it sounds like he's the head, right? I mean, you have James Gunn's like saying, well, no one knows our plans. And The Rock's talking about a Hawkman movie.
I know it's ridiculous, dude. It is ridiculous. I don't know about you, but I did enjoy Black Adam.
I loved it.
There was some stuff in there that bugged me.
Yeah.
It's when they get ham-fisted with the feminism and or the preachiness of a foreign country. You don't understand. You don't know anything about. It's like, do you not know the history of this fucking country? You're talking about America, man. We're only 200 years old. That war, we're only a handful of generations away from fucking full civil war against Britain. People fucking died, but they love that. They love that shaking the finger at America thing.
Yeah.
But it's as silly as it is, I still enjoyed the shit out of that movie. Black Adam was great. I love the comedy in it.
Yeah.
I love that it made him more human and likable.
It did, and it brought out the Dwayne Johnson in him, right?
Yeah, and I do like the fact that if you know the film, I don't want to give anything away. That the boy is who he reacted to. Nobody else.
Yeah,
he saved the girl, but it's the boy he reacted.
That's a great point. That's a great point. See, I like it even better.
Yeah, because it's in his mind. It's his son. And I love that. And I'm not going to say any more because that'll be a spoiler. And I enjoy the film.
But people don't realize she's ISIS. She's
I know they cut that part out, which I thought was weird because she becomes Mighty ISIS. But anyway, I love the film. I like the little Easter eggs in it. The Rock was great. People are like, "Oh, he didn't know how to act." I'm like going, who could fucking pull that role off better than him?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Well, I've always felt the
Henry Cavill moment was worth
the and people. I always compare the Rock to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, that's to me, he's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of this generation.
Arnold, yeah, absolutely.
When that music hit from John Williams' Superman's theme. That just gave me literal goosebumps.
Oh, it did me too. The 13-year-old that lives in my brain.
Yep.
Gets so emotional. By the way, did you see the trailer for the new Three Musketeers film?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's going to be done in two parts. Part one is Three Musketeers D'Artagnan, and the second part is whatever part two. It's the rest of the book. They are adapting the book.
Wow.
It's a French production. But I don't care. I want to see it.
Donner directed the first one, the original Three Musketeers, right? Is it Donner who directed?
No. That was Dick Lester.
Oh, Lester, Superman 2. It's funny because I like Superman 2 more than... I know it's like religious to some Donner fanatics out there, but 2 is my jam. I mean, that to me is still my favorite superhero film of all time. I'll never forget. Seeing that in the theater, those who are old enough to remember seeing Superman movies in the theater.
I do.
Incredible experience. But there's just been this weird kind of Cold War between James Gunn and The Rock. And I was like, is there anything to this? And then I found out that the part of one of the people, I'm not saying it's The Rock, but people in his organization, Seven Bucks Productions, were responsible for those leaks. Now, there were others as well. But if you notice, those leaks were not good for James Gunn. I mean, it just can cause complete chaos at Warner, and that's public now. There are creators who are freaking out. They're worried about their projects. Like, what's going on here?
I worry about him in charge. I really do, because I think things are going to get... I don't know if they'll get as bad as under Hamada, but I think
I hope not.
I worry with him that he could cause so much subterfuge with what he's doing.
Yeah.
That it could screw everything up. And all the things we've been hoping and praying for, we're not going to get. But we are over the halfway point of your segment.
Yeah.
I wanted to turn to the chat again real quick.
Sure.
I want to say hello to our good friend Nick, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. If you did not see our last episode of Toxic Tuesday, go watch it. It was one of our best episodes. Amazingly, without Tom. Usually Tom is there. Because when Tom's there, I just shut the fuck up. But when Tom's not there, Brian and I took over. 70s rock fan. From my buddy from Scotland, and we were just having a blast.
Oh, yeah, check it out.
Show. Oh, it's a great 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser is one of my favorite channels, and it is really the only other show I do other than our own, because I love hanging out with those fuckers. And if I call you a fucker, that means you're my friend. It's military for best buddy. So thank you for being here, Nick. Glad to see you. Retro Nerd Girl is here.
Oh, she's awesome. Retro Nerd Girl, hello.
Knows her shit.
She's in my comic book as well.
I like stopping to read what she says every chance I get. You are legend. Wait for it. Derry, Nick. The Batman is in the house, although I'm hoping it's the good Batman and not the last movie Batman. Let's see. War Monkey is here. War Monkey is, of course, the monkey that you want with you when you go to war, because he is a war monkey. And Osa Fresh 1994 is here. Good to see you, man. Welcome all. If you guys have a question for Mikey while he's here, you've got 20 minutes to enjoy Mikey Sutton. Guys in the panel, got questions? Let's go.
Gary, hold on a second. I gotta plug in my laptop. Be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
Gary, you have a message on screen.
Pop Culture Mindful, check your Twitter. Hold on.
Hope it's not another dick pic.
Oh,
not from Polly. Polly doesn't do that.
Usually a one-sided thing. Gary keeps sending his own, and nothing is ever returned.
My favorite dick pic is Dick Nixon or Dick Burton.
What about Dick Tracy?
What about Dick Shawn?
He runs the OCP.
What's your favorite dictator?
Who's your favorite penis potato?
Justin Trudeau.
By the way, Steven, I actually drew that on a piece of paper and left it on my boss's desk one time. A picture of a penis and a potato. And she was Filipino. And she goes, I don't understand this. What does this mean? I said, I don't know. Let me look at it. Oh, it's a drawing that means dictator. Did somebody leave that on your... She goes, you left this here. You left this here. I'm a better artist than that. I don't think I did that. I mess with her so much, Mikey. Like one time, anytime she would get on the intercom to talk to the nursing staff, I'd run to her door and stick my head around the corner sideways and go, did you say Free Sarah Lee? She goes, no, I did not say that. Why do you ask me that all the time? I said, because it really sounds like that over the intercom with your accent that you said Free Sarah Lee. I just irritated the shit out of her.
By the way, I haven't been on the show in a while, and I haven't announced this on the show yet. So I have a comic Dreamwalker, secondskincomics.com. Now, the first issue, the first printing sold out in 2 days.
I saw that. That was fantastic.
Probably because in the thank you notes, I thanked you and Keith. Are in the back of the comic book, so
right where it belongs, in the back.
Back end.
Back door.
Back end.
Back door.
No, back end.
Zod Rider.
Hold on. Here's our favorite backdoor song. You ready?
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
So wrong.
Polly from Latino Slant started that. Polly, I looked over on our thing. I don't see anything from you. Did you send it to my personal Twitter? I'm going to go there now to look. No. Wait, are you just telling me to see what Alejandro said, that he would be late? That's what it is. Actually, that's great because we get to have you for an extra half hour. Thanks, Polly. Thanks for pointing it out. So we get to have you for an extra half hour if you want to hang out.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
But any of you guys got questions for him over all the shit that's going down?
Yeah, Mikey, does Gary ever let you talk?
I shut up for 20 fucking minutes, you cocksucker.
Hey,
I will punch you right in your fucking vagina.
Do you think he loves me?
On this show.
Hey guys, never seen there.
Looking to see if I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Okay, hold on. Here's one. I'm confident about Cavill, Gadot, and Momoa staying, but Affleck and others are a bit of a question. Mikey, have you heard about the alleged turmoil affecting Ben Affleck?
No, I have not, but I haven't checked all my messages yet today. Like I said, I just woke up.
At the crack of noon.
What I saw yesterday were photos of Ben outside of the Warner Brothers lot. That he was going to visit Warner Brothers yesterday, and kind of the timing is interesting after that THR report. So I have no idea what that was all about, what that meeting was all about, why he was there. Pretty interesting.
That is interesting that he was on the lot. Well, another one goes back to the question of, was there footage shot with Ben Affleck for The Flash?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So he has been working.
Yeah, he shot footage for The Flash and Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. He shot for both.
Now the question with The Flash is, now with all this additional footage, we kept hearing that Michael Keaton's role was getting smaller. What is really going on, dude?
Yeah, Phil Abdul was the one who scooped that they lessened Michael Keaton's role in the film. That he might not even be in the third act. It's just the second act that he's in. Phil's been following the story from the very beginning. Now, in regards to Michael Keaton's future, the story came out yesterday that the Batman Beyond project that he was going to be in has been canceled. Now, I was the one who originally scooped Batman Beyond. I think that was one of the early days of us together.
Yeah, because Keith and I kept talking to you about it because absolutely needs to happen. He's perfect age for doing that now.
But it looks like your pal James Gunn canceled it. So,
Mikey, we have a question for you here.
Keith, every time you say something positive about James Gunn, I hate him even more. I'm just telling you, buddy, I love you, man. I love you. But James Gunn, you do good at Marvel, but you're pissing me off with the shit you're doing over at DC already.
just hang on. We need to at least allow him to hand his plan in and let Zaslav go over it before we start,
I don't know why, Keith, but you are reminding me right now of the scientist from The Creature Wasn't Nice, where the scientist played by Patrick McNee goes into the cage with the alien monster and says, "Look, he's our friend. He wants us." Rips his arm off. The alien rips Patrick McNee's arm off, and he goes, "Oh, look, he's playing with me." That's you and James Gunn right now, buddy.
I was thinking more along the lines of Baghdad Bob.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Wajid linked with a $5 super chat says, "I'm not going to hide your word. I'm going to say it, Wajid. Fuck James Gunn. Put DeLuca in charge. Zaslav. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. JG better back off. Geekosity in the Mikeyverse. Hell to PCM. Wajid, you are our brother, man. You are our brother. We love you, man.
Thank
I
you.
got to tell you, I like James Gunn works for me when he's being managed.
Yeah.
Same thing with Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi's good at his job when he's being managed.
Yeah.
You give him all the rope he needs, he's going to fucking hang himself and you along with him.
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way about Tim Burton too. Actually, when he's got somebody like Tim, rein it in, But when he goes all out, I think it's too much. I bring this up because I saw the first episode of Wednesday a couple of days ago.
Do you want to join us tomorrow? Because we're going to review it tomorrow on Saturday Morning Fun Time.
Episode. And the reason why I watched it is because it had the Cramps Goo Goo Muck in there, and I'm like, oh my god, the Cramps! Oh my god, are they going to become the next Kate Bush, right?
Right.
And it kind of sucks too because in my Dreamwalker comic book, I was planning a scene in the comics where all the monsters were dancing to Goo Goo Muck. I'm like, well, there goes that idea now. People are gonna, fuck it, I'll just use Shriekback. But anyway, I was like, wow, Tim Burton's back. You know, I was like, my God, this is Edward Scissorhands, Edward level Tim Burton. At least from the first episode that I saw. But there are some directors that, you know, you don't want to give them too much freedom. You know what I mean? Like, rein it in, you know?
Well, too much rope. Exactly. By the way, we have a comment in the chats from our good friend, Zax. Zax, I got to tell you, buddy, and I mean this, you know, from my heart, go fuck yourself. You can absolutely go choke on a bag of dicks, my friend. Choke to death on a bag of dicks.
Excuse me, Gary. I'm getting really kind of sick of how much you keep defending Jon Favreau. If Keith can't defend James Gunn, you don't get to defend Mr. Favreau. It's just coming from a guy.
Oh, where the fuck did Fat Steven go?
I was born on the same day as Favreau, so I'm speaking on his behalf. No joke. Thank you for that white.
No, the fact is, look, he doesn't walk on water, but I guarantee you he's better than Kevin Feige at not betraying fans.
Nobody likes Feige. Feige's fake. That's his middle name. Fake.
I know. He won't. Jon Favreau would not betray the fans.
No.
So anybody that's got something negative to say about him, that's my answer.
But Favreau just needs to calm down on member bears.
He may not be Jesus and walk on waters. I'll guarantee you that. But absolutely, he's better for Star Wars than anybody else that's been working on it.
See, I gotta give Gunn credit. He wasn't the holiday special, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Like, it's like one of the best holiday specials I've seen in about
absolutely
20
agree
years.
with you. What
like
he does over there at Marvel.
Yeah, but this is where I'm going with this, Gary. Listen, and Mikey, maybe I'll ask you this in a form of question as well. We all remember like the old Batman animated series, the Justice League animated series. It had its seriousness, it had its hero moments, but it also had its more light moments too with interaction.
Yeah.
And if Gunn is able to apply himself with the light moments without going into Marvel comedy and still give us the action of Justice League like the animated series, that is where his potential lies. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree with it. If he can find that balance, and I think the first Guardians film, I thought was a perfect movie in my opinion, and I was really made a big fan of him in that movie. I think with James Gunn, it's just a matter of him choosing the right projects. For you know,
I mean the animated films, right? You know, I'm coming from like the animated shows. That's where he probably has his most attachment to. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Well,
what
you have a compliment, Mikey.
Yeah.
I want to get to the chat, super chat.
Sure.
We have Zod Rider with $2 who says Dreamwalker is a masterpiece.
Thank you so much. One of the biggest supporters of Dreamwalker. Thank you, Zod. You're
and
great.
here is your thank you video, Zod Rider. Here you go.
Hello. Hey, Brian, it's me. I got a question for you. Herbert and I are playing categories. Would you count NyQuil as a beverage? No, right?
No.
Yeah, not gonna fly, old man. Thanks, Brian.
Oh, that is bullshit.
And I didn't give a video earlier for the other super chat, and here's that one.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
A lot of pop culture clips on our show.
Miss Jack Nicholson, man. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he just sort of retired, you know.
He did, right? I mean,
hey, you've not seen this one yet, Mikey. Here you go. I made this one or put it together just for Keith.
You don't deserve your family. Who taught Chris to whisper black out of respect for blacks? Me.
In honor of Mills Lane, that was racist, but I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. And then, of course, one more Family Guy clip that I put together for Don Eckert because of, you know, he's a decorated Vietnam War veteran, and so this was just for him. He's my co-host 2 days a week with the UFO Wednesday and on Dangerous Military Nerds. Here you go.
You got any good stories I could tell him about how cool Nam is?
You know, there's lots of things you expect in war. Carnage, the sleepless nights. But what they don't prepare you for is the incessant use of Fortunate Son.
That song gets so overused, and I love CCR. But let's go. Let's talk about what's coming up. We got a few minutes here before the top of the hour, and I do our little top of the hour video. It's our preparation, Mikey, to remind us that we're going to be doing radio, and at the top of every hour we go to commercial break for their commercials. And I'm very excited. By the way, it was announced. This is new, Keith. Are you ready?
Okay.
The contract was signed with the advertising client. So each show is going to get their own code, and you put it on there, and you get 20% of what is paid, or we get 20% or $20 per purchase, and $5 goes to the radio station, $20 goes to us. I thought that's very fair.
I think that is very
That's
fair.
great.
Yeah. So going radio is going to
Awesome.
be fucking awesome, dude. Fucking awesome. But anyway, before we do, let's get into what's coming to the future. What are we going to see? Is there going to be a sequel to The Batman?
I should hope not.
Oh shit, Alejandro's here. But what is going on there? Do they know what they're doing? Does the left hand know what the right hand's doing at Warner Discovery right now?
I know how the sequel to the Batman is going to go.
Joker. Joker.
Never.
This is the Batman. Want to buy some cookies? Want to buy some cookies?
It's me, Batman. Happy Halloween. So, do you think they're going to get their shit together?
You know what?
I'm talking to Mikey. I want to know Mikey's thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I think they have no choice but to get their shit together.
I hope so, because we want to see some better films. If they're going to do detective comics, I want to see detective work.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with the meeting next week, I think that's the reason why the Zaz have called for it. I think, okay, what's really going on here? I don't want another mess, because that THR article just dropped. In my article, it's a Molotov cocktail, and people are just a lot of creatives are freaking out right now.
You're right.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's caused a lot of conflict in the community.
What was funny, Gary, was that James Gunn, when he took a knock at me, he was saying, well, nobody knows what Peter and I are doing. Well, bullshit. The THR just, let the cat's out of the bag there.
Once again, it's a love-hate relationship I have with James Gunn. We love him because he's a Missourian like us. He's from Missouri. His family's here, like Brad Pitt. I know Brad Pitt's family. I've worked with Brad and Doug. But I got to tell you, doesn't mean that when they're stupid, we don't criticize them.
Of course, yeah.
So what he does for Marvel, I love. What he does for DC, I kind of like, and some of it I fucking hate. Like, I hated his Suicide Squad, but I love Peacemaker.
Peacemaker was good, but I hated Suicide Squad.
Well, you and I are the only two voices of reason.
Yeah.
It's not canon.
It's not.
Parody is not canon. Stop trying to make it parody canon. Like Ivy and what's her name? Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
The cartoon. That's not canon. It's parody. Stop trying to make parody canon.
You know what
I love parody.
Yeah, what Project James Gunn is perfect for. He's the only person that can pull it off. It's old school DC guys. Maybe you guys know about this group. The Inferior Five. That is a perfect James Gunn project.
Oh my God!
Dumb Bunny and
yes.
I mean, that's
that
James
is something he would do well with.
Yeah, exactly. It is a parody. And, he hasn't been bringing it up in all of his teasing lately, but that and Lobo, I think he'd be perfect for him. I think he's a perfect director for Lobo. But he's not going to direct everything. So I mean, it just depends on how he handles this universe, and we don't know yet.
Just so you guys know, I'm watching Alejandro in the back right now.
Yeah. We have another super chat from Wajid.
Are you watching porn? Okay, Alejandro, fucking awesome. You run away. Okay.
Backdoor minds.
We have a
so
super
he
chat from
is
Wajid.
here. We're hitting the top of the hour. Mikey, you're welcome to stay to meet our other guest, but I know you've got shit to do.
Yeah,
but you are absolutely invited to join us tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah,
to review Wednesday. We're going to review the whole series tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm working on some things I can't talk about right now, but let's just say that.
I hear you're going to work with me at some point.
Yeah, of course we are. That too as well.
But I want to thank you for coming here today. And by the way, Wajid Leakey for $5 super chat. Dear Zaslav, make Justice League 2 and 3, MOS 2 and 3, and Batfleck movie, Cyborg movie, then reboot. I agree with all of that except the reboot. I want 10 years of solid fucking movies.
Before I leave, I'll drop this. The reboot's not going to happen for at least 5 or more years. Okay, first of all, and THR should have known better than to put that out there without really looking into these things. The Flash and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, if those films hit anywhere near $1 billion, what studio in their right mind would reboot? Seriously, you reboot when something fails.
You reboot when it fails or when the actors get too old. That's it.
Hollywood, Gary.
Yeah, and but we are now.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
That is the middle of the show. Mikey, I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys. Congratulations.
Do you think you'll be able to make it next week, or do you think you can get Kieran Bug in here?
If I don't step, I'll ask Kieran Bug to be here.
Because if it's not you, I'd like him on here to represent
he's great.
Geekosity.
He's great.
This is our Geekosity segment of the show. Thanks a lot, Mikey. We love you, man.
You.
And
thank you guys.
We'll talk to you. Well, we'll be talking to you in chat.
We'll do. All right, see you guys. Have a great day.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mikey.
Bye.
And there we are, guys. We made it to the halfway through the show. TJ says, I tagged you about Wonder Woman 3 and Lazarus Pit Project. I don't know who that's for, but just for you, I will play this one because this is what the internet was for the last 24 hours.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Thanks for the super chat, too. Hey, look, it's Flaccid Phoenix, you fucker. All right, I want to welcome our next guest is Alejandro Montoya. What's the last name again?
Marin.
Marin.
Yes, sir.
I get an idea that you might be Italian.
I am very Mexican, sir.
I made the guys watch 2 of your films with me today. I had the guys watch 2 of your films today. We laughed our butts off. That was so much fun.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for watching it.
The bank heist, I found it really hilarious, but the other guys loved more your shorter film with Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, Perps?
Yeah. Now, just so you know, I have a relationship with Lou Ferrigno in that I illustrated his short film, Liberator. I did all the artwork for it.
Nice.
Plus, I did the comic book adaptation of the movie. And then I met him and hung out with him. And I did a little cartoon I don't have anymore. It got lost in one of my moves. And the cartoon was this. Lou Ferrigno, and a guy walks in and goes, Lou, I just went to see a new movie. It's called it's the silent movie, the modern silent movie. I forgot the name of it, with Jardin, the French actor. And they shot it with silent film cameras, and was just going on about how this is going to get an Oscar. Can you believe that? A modern silent movie. And Lou Ferrigno in the cartoon in the very last panel goes, every movie is silent to me, you dumbass.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man.
Fucking Lou loved it. He
Yeah.
laughed his ass off, and he goes, yeah. But, I got the cochlear implant. And I went, yeah, I know.
Hey, by the way, the reason why I was moving so much is because the last I'm watching the World Cup, and the last game, they tied it in the last second, like literally
Croatia.
2, and then boom, they tied it, and then they
That
went
was-
to penalties.
That
And
was
now-
Croatia, right?
Yes, sir. And
Croatia, that's right.
Yeah.
Argentina and the Netherlands are playing, and Argentina was up 2-0, and in the last second, Croatia tied it, won, and then tied it. and now they're going to overtime.
Wow.
Like,
Fantastic.
literally, look at this. Minute 90. Minute 90, and it's like they just pulled it out. Like 2 goals. Boom, boom, back to back.
Hold on. This is for you for saying what you just said.
Phrasing.
I'm coming out.
Pulled it out.
We don't know.
It's an ongoing thing we do on the show now. We do phrasing.
Here,
If you catch it, you got to go phrasing, and then I'll play the video.
Phrasing.
So, what's that? Oh, shut up. Sorry. So I'm really excited to meet you, man, because I'd actually seen a bit of the film. What was it? The Wrong Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw a bit of that because of Polly, and so I finally got to finish it, and I'm like 2 things here. When I saw it, I'm like, this guy is either a fucking idiot or a genius, but I'm going to go with genius with a little bit of idiocy because I loved the comedy of that. It was, so, I mean, you should have heard Martin. Martin was just laughing at some points where, because he and I were like hitting those moments where we knew what was going on. And we were like, oh my God, he's going there with this. I actually half expected you to have him get the loan and then default on it to cost him his job as some sort of passive aggressive thing, because that seemed to be their thing, being passive aggressive. But when you did the fucking explosive die pack MacGyver ending, I was like, fuck yeah, that was great. Fucking killed him. I loved it.
I'm so glad, and by luck, right? Because like that's the thing. He's so delusional, and he thinks he's such a badass that he doesn't have like consequences. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And then he got lucky. He got lucky, so he's just like playing it off in his delusional head. Like,
yeah, it's like all this stuff going on in his head, and I love the narration. And at some points, though, I like the fact that in the actual dialogue, he's narrating what he's thinking.
Yeah.
So he's not just narrating, he's also saying it out loud, but he's still saying what's in his head as narration. It's really funny. I like the way he did it.
So highly, but he doesn't say everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just really enjoyed that film. And I thoroughly enjoyed the even shorter film, the cop one. I forgot the name of it. Perps.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much for watching it, and nice to meet everyone on the panel or on the channel.
Yeah, Alejandro, this is Keith, my partner at the top there. The guy right underneath him is our other co-host, that is Fat Steven Seagal.
Hello.
Great name.
Steven, if you want to blow his mind, bring up your animated avatar.
Gary, I don't really.
Yeah, it doesn't affect my ADD anymore.
I don't want to embarrass anyone either, so I'm going to be professional today.
No, do it, dude.
Nah.
Do it.
Nah.
Do it.
Nah, don't give me peer pressure. No.
Do it now. Do it now.
So, Filmmaker, how are you doing?
Filmmaker, what are you doing?
There you go. You want an embarrassing moment.
Hey, I'm very proud, and I'm very proud of what I do. And it's like calling a doctor, "Hey, doctor." So thank you, Filmmaker.
There you go.
Polly's in the chat and says, "That's no Mikey Sutton." About you. Of course, you have another person on here, John from also known as Das Wolfen, a good friend of peace of mine in real life. Then Viking, out of time, is our friend from the UK.
Hey,
and then right down there at the bottom, you've met him in the private chat. That's Martina Costa Santana from Venezuela, Ohio.
How you doing,
and he's Mexican by way of Venezuela.
Hell yeah!
Oh, he left Milwaukee. When that happened?
They fled. His family fled Venezuela and moved up to Mexico.
Oh, I heard it was the Great Greyhound Tale. I heard that. Yeah.
And of course, I like to fuck with him. Don fucks with him too. We like to say things like, "Joe serious?"
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you. And Martin, of course, is the right side of my brain. He runs the chat for the show, and I don't know how I do these shows without him. But we've got some people in the chat. I'm curious if anybody new has popped in. Did I miss anybody? Donnie Pearson, Code Raven. Joe is here. Joe's Atmosphere. Zod Rider, of course. Donnie Pearson and Flaccid Phoenix. So we got everybody. All right.
Yeah, no thanks.
So we've got a good chat going here. Anybody got any question for this young man and his filmmaking? Because Polly says this, and I have to agree. You are a guy going places.
I have a question.
That means a lot. Yes, of course. That means a lot. Thank you for the nice comment, man. I hope.
Well, I think the first question should be, for those that don't know, is how you and Polly, aka Latino Slant, met, and how you guys became,
Jeez, how did we meet? I think we were introduced by Jason Martinez. Jason Martinez is a producer and now has become, well, because I met him first as a producer. He was my producer in Rebel Without a Crew, the show that I did where you're supposed to do what Robert did with $7,000, and then they had like a camera crew following you make your movie. And Jason was the producer following me, and we just became great friends, and he helped me produce my second feature, which is Millennium Bugs, and we're actually having lunch in a couple of days to see if he wants to join me for the next one.
Cool.
Yeah, and then he's the one that introduced us. Paulie, he introduced us and together, Jason to Paulie me, and then we've just gotten along, man. Like, we've gone to the movie several times, and we talk and support each other and try to voice out and express, like our arts through like the connection of being Latinos, and how do we support other upcoming artists that come and don't come from our background, just to help out the next generation. So no, man, Paulie's a great guy, and if you guys aren't part of the Latino Slant, you guys should go in and subscribe.
Yeah, Latino Slant is really one of the best shows out there.
That's dope. Yeah,
we admire him. I love
good
Paulie.
People.
Yeah, even though he says shit like this about me, oh my God, I'm never booking another guest for you, Gary.
We just screwing up, Paulie. We're saying really nice things about you.
He knows I love him. And Keith does too. We love Paulie. Hold on a second. Book Chris Gore and torture him with Paulie. I can tell you who tortured Paulie the other day was Danny. I actually watched that video, and I could see Paulie just getting annoyed with Danny. Just like,
yeah. I have a question.
Yes, go, John.
Where did you get the inspiration to use Lou Ferrigno as your actor?
So, okay, it was I wanted to do a short film that was quick, and the process of it was it has to get ridiculous, which is kind of like the same thing we did with The Wrong Guy. I wanted people to sit down to see The Wrong Guy and then just go through a roller coaster of just intensity and just enjoy the short film. I wanted them to come out and go, yeah, so how can we do that? We have to have a big climactic ending. And then I did research on the comic book convention that was going around. He was there, so I got in contact with their agent, and he loved the script, man. He was super nice, and he came in with some improv shit, and it was hilarious.
He really is a very nice guy.
He is. He really is. And he was supposed to be there for 2 hours. We were working in the snow, and he saw us work. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'll stay another hour. He was like, can I say this? And I'm like, that's hilarious, Lou. Let's do it. It was very chill. He's a great guy.
Once you get past that barrier where you see them as just another human being, your next door neighbor, friend, family, whatever, you're able to be more comfortable with idea flow. And I think that works great, especially on the sets and stuff. If you can't have that, it causes a lot more turmoil.
Yeah, I agree. But sometimes it's hard because I love film so much that, yeah, it's hard to not like be like, hey man, I really respect you. As the older I get, I let the fanboying. I always say it. Hey, can I get this out of the way? I love your work. And I know I can tell you details or whatever. Now, thank you for doing this. Let's work together.
What you should do next time, though, is make sure the next person that you're a huge fan of, you wear the shirt, the underwear, the socks. You're holding like the little beanie hat and all the stuff figures, and try not to creep them out and just go, I love working with you. Let's get to
like
work.
this. Wait, check it.
Yeah, right.
You signed my beanie? Yeah.
Or like I did the other day and annoyed everybody on our show when I went.
Cool.
On Wednesday I went, hey, look. Oh, I gotta so you can see what I'm doing. It's Ash Wednesday. We'll be raising Cain.
Really?
Yeah, shut up. Nobody
pretty
cares
funny.
what you think.
It's pretty funny. Like, it's good timing.
But so what got you started in film? How old were you?
Man,
when you knew what you wanted to do?
It's gonna sound a little ridiculous, but like I was lucky that I was very young and I knew where I wanted to be since I was a kid.
No, this is actually common, dude. Don't feel weird. Go ahead. Yeah. Creative types, we have a inkling of what we want to be at a very young age. I knew I was going to be an artist when I was a kid, and that's what I do.
I feel that my dog is having a nightmare.
What kind of dog you got?
I got a terrier mix right there.
Oh,
I was gonna get a German Shepherd.
It's only bad when they fart.
Oh yeah, they're stinky. But dude, this guy, I wanted to get a German Shepherd because I wanted to walk down the street like John Wick, and I got a terrier mix because it was the one that smiled at us.
Oh yeah, dog smiles are great, man.
And I was like, this guy's smart. He knows what he's doing. I want this dog.
There you go, man. So let's go back. Because just so you know, Craig Edwards, who used to be a producer on my show here, we grew up together, and we knew we were going to work in film and in comics and all that shit. We were both doing artwork together as kids, making movies, and of course, that's what we do. We grew up knowing that. It's like the first book I read was about monster makeup, how to do monster makeup. And I thought that was going to be what I was going to do with my artwork, but no, I learned that I probably shouldn't be making molds of people's faces because Craig actually is the person I did it to. I did a plaster cast when we were like 15, and I didn't put enough release on his eyebrows and eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I pulled off a lot of his hair. A lot of it. But still, his first gig was working for Pee Wee Herman. And my normal boss is Dale Dye, the guy behind Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers. And
oh my God, amazing dude.
Yeah, he's my boss. And so, we followed our dreams. So it's very common to do it young. So don't feel weird. Let's hear your story.
Sorry, I just took a little smoke break. I was very young. I think I remember one of my first memories in the movie theater was my mom took me to go see a Spanish animation from Spain, not just in speaking Spanish, but it's called Katy la Oruga, and it's about a little worm that becomes a caterpillar. Caterpillar becomes a butterfly, and it's like her adventure to becoming a butterfly and rediscovering. And it was an animation, but I remember it, and I was 3. I remember the spectacle of the theater and the sound and all of that. And since I was a kid, I used to when I was like 5 years old, I used to buy soundtracks, and I used to like play my G.I. Joes according to the rhythm of the music. So if gung, 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 I was like, oh, here comes Cobra, and Cobra would come in and like destroy shit.
Right. So
so since I was a kid,
what was your first project that you ever did, and what medium did you use?
I think my first short film was I did a Vietnam movie when I was in what was it, 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th grade.
And what did you use? Film or video?
Oh no, my dad's like camcorder. There was a Sony camcorder that's it's not like a mini DV, but it's a little square. And then this was the lens, and the lens would go. You can move the monitor like this, and the lens would stay together.
Right.
I used that one. And I would edit it with my cassette tape, and then cassette to VHS. And I was like,
that is so old school.
So old school, dude.
Yeah, because video was just coming in when I was a kid. Yeah. We actually made a stop motion animated film with VHS way back in 76, I think it was 1976.
Whoa.
Just by clicking it and just moving things, clicking it again, and it worked. we're like, holy shit, it works. We can do, one day we're going to make movies with video. And then we shot everything on 16 and 8mm, Super 8. And
it's a
and I
beautiful
went to film school.
Me too.
And I went to the U of I and was studying film. And I thought, this is going to be great. And then one of my friends goes, you know, film's dead. They're going to video, right? And I quit school. I went, okay, I'm out. The whole reason I was here was to learn about filmmaking, and it's going to video.
But it's still, film is still available, though. You could still shoot in film.
It's not cost effective anymore. It's really not. Shooting in HD seems to be the smartest, best way to shoot film. You know, and George Lucas, we owe a lot to George Lucas. Lucasfilm, and what is it? Industrial Light and Magic for helping to develop what would become the Red camera.
Yeah,
you know, and that was it. Star Wars brought about the next stage of filmmaking, and it really works. And I like the way you make your films look. Now, do you actually cut it down to 24 frames per second when you release them?
No, we shoot them like that.
You just leave it as HD.
Wow.
Yeah.
29, right?
I always shoot 24.
Oh, you shoot 24. So, okay, so it is 24p.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what gives it the supposedly the film look. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never shot in film. What we do is that aspect ratio. We don't ever add filter, but we shoot raw, and with the color correction and the certain lighting, we try to make it look as
because the human eye is trained to identify film, and so that's one of the reasons why the 24p was created, was just so because it imitated that look of film.
Yeah.
And do you like how the product looks, or do you think that, because I know like Peter Jackson believes that we should go to higher speeds, but I think the human eye has trouble with it. We have trouble with it because it doesn't look right.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do that. No, I completely no, I don't do that.
Okay, so you agree that it should stay at 24?
Oh yeah. I mean,
okay.
it depends on the project. What if you're doing a particular project where it serves a narrative and the character moving through scenes, or maybe, but I haven't found one for me.
Yeah, because what Jackson wants to do is go to 60 frames per minute.
Oh
yeah.
My.
He released.
He's a genius, man. Maybe it's something
I know.
I haven't seen.
Because he released one of the Hobbit films at 60 frames.
That's
and
right.
People were like, this just looks like soap opera to us. It doesn't look like film anymore. And it fucked with them, you see? And so that's why I wondered what your thoughts were on that.
Sorry, I've been sick with the flu and I'm getting over it. I'm coughing a lot.
That's okay. We hope you feel better, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm almost out. I just I need to go get water a little bit in a sec. But
no problem.
For a couple of days. You know what? It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me when I saw it, but I'm glad that not all movies look like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't look bad, but I don't know.
Put that back up, Martin. Jeebus, I swear to God, sometimes I just want to punch you right in your dick when you say things like that. I like everything to look like video dailies. Nobody wants that. He's doing it to be obtuse.
Jeebus, put down the bong. You've had too much.
Go grab your water, buddy. So we're going to spend the next minute just staring at Keith.
Black. It's like the 80s all over again.
Black.
Black people.
Black. Off-white.
Way back in the 80s.
Black.
You know, just on the other side of silent film.
So there he is. He's back.
Black.
Okay. We were doing this while you were gone, Alejandro. We just put the camera on Keith.
Black.
But now you're back.
He's black. Don't let him go. He goes on black.
I think my favorite thing I've ever said to him that I shit on him during a show is I said, he's not really black. He's just another white nerd with a cool filter.
Black people is trending. I did have a question, though, a serious question, though.
Yeah, of course.
Pretty much like from what you're doing now. Is there any inspirations you can take from, whether it be a book, TV series, even like comic book? Is there anything in particular that has inspired you or given you a drive to want to create something? The sequel
That
to
is
Monday.
so funny you said that.
Wow.
The pandemic, I kind of utilized the pandemic to my fullest.
Mm-hmm.
Once I saw that it was going to take a while, and I got laid off from work after like working for Telemundo and being a production manager. Like I was in charge of all the commercials and stuff, and it forced me to become a better director because I edited a lot, and now I'm like I direct and edit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I embraced being like an independent artist as long as I could be creative. So during the pandemic, I did all these short films, and I did a comic book because I really just wanted to stay creative, and it's I want to do that again. I feel like it could be storytelling in whatever media.
That's true. Well, except Twitter. Well, now Twitter's better, but not before. It wasn't really.
Well, take us through the process of how you come up with an idea for one of your short films. Do you do a team thing, or is this all out of your own head?
Oh man, honestly, it's
both.
It's a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Steven whispered that. It's both.
Well, because it makes sense, though, because eventually you can't always come up with everything yourself, and sometimes an outside opinion will actually trigger what you were looking for, and that's where the branching can work, I guess. I'm assuming here. I'm not a director or anything like that.
No, but I think it's as an artist, every like when you want to talk about a topic in one of your podcasts, it could be a mix of someone bringing out a suggestion that's like, "Ooh, that's great," or an idea that you like didn't see it together, but then something that Keanu Reeves does, it kind of like attaches everything.
It's like giving another perspective outside the bulb already working in, and it's nice to see someone looking in and seeing what you haven't looked at yet.
Exactly. I think it's every artist is different. I wanted to, after I did Millennium, I've done 2 feature films. I did a movie called Monday, which I did for that show, the Rebel Without a Crew. And then after that, I crowdfunded a movie called Millennium Bucks, which should come out in February in iTunes. And it's a Y2K rom-com. It's not really a rom-com. It's like a Y2K dramedy because it's about friends. They never hook up, nothing. They both help each other, kind of like go through their personal shit while everyone thinks the world's going to end.
I remember that. Yeah.
Y2K was crazy. And then
New Year's Eve, everyone's looking up for planes falling. Didn't happen.
It was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third film, which is this one, it was The Wrong Guy. Honestly, The Wrong Guy was the one that helped us get this funded. Like we did a couple of screenings across the country at film festivals, and people responded really well to it. Like I knew that people wanted to laugh, dude. People need to laugh more.
Yeah.
And after the pandemic, I was like, God damn it, we need to make people laugh. So my goal was to do like a rated R big Nickelodeon show, and that was what I was supposed to do with The Wrong Guy.
You nailed a serious point right there, because when it comes to comedy, especially after lockdown started to like diminish and stuff, it was a huge attack on comedy because it was also a form of free speech, and people were being overly offended by every joke that came out there, whether it be Bill Burr and etc. You have an excellent point. Comedy needs to have a rebirth. We don't have the Robin Williams or the Betty Whites anymore. We need someone that will not only stand up and have the cojones to do so, but not be fearful of what comes next after them, like we have Chappelle and some others. But that's not enough to suffice laughter.
Yeah, I honestly like the project is we poke fun. I mean, obviously people need to understand like it's just a movie, and not only that, but like our fucking lead is a buffoon. Well, that's what remember. I love dumb stuff like Naked Gun. It's
Tell me something. Is it going to be the same guy again from the previous films that we watched today? Because he's in both of those. That one dude that was in
John Kaler. He's my business partner. We
is he your Dick Miller?
I don't know, dude. I think I want him to be my Danny Trejo.
Oh,
good answer.
Well, wait a minute. Danny Trejo is Rodriguez's Dick Miller.
I guess so. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He's your Dick Miller.
When you mention Naked Gun, are you saying there's a possibility of a full condom scene again, like we got in the third? Where's the
You
second?
got me. You got me, homie.
So I want to point out that Tom has popped into the chat. Don't
Midnight
worry
Day?
about it, buddy. He wanted to be on the show today, but he got stuck in the snow. He got stuck in the snow. I also want to point out this funny little thing by War Monkey. Larry Bird isn't white, he's clear, which he follows up with the explanation where that came from, which was no one recognized the line from Space Jam given by Bill Murray. It's one of the greatest movie lines ever spoken. And it's true. It is a funny line. Let's see. Any other comments?
You're supposed to check your DMs.
Uh-oh.
That was earlier.
No, that's right now at 4:36. That was a minute ago.
Wait, what? Who said it?
Paulie.
Paulie.
Again?
Yeah.
Paulie likes to slide into your DMs.
Is that strike two?
Oh, the Kevin Smith Film Festival. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So hold on. I gotta act like this is, hey, what's this I hear about the Kevin Smith Film Festival?
Well, let me tell you. Dude, I am so happy. It's he did a film festival. Okay, so this is a story. The guy, wants to do a film festival. He thinks I'm going to get a couple of submissions. The guy gets 1,000. 10,000 or something like that. No, or something nuts. And he has to wait more time and then has to select movies. So then, okay, now we have the movie amount. Well, they're not going to fit in the building that we were going to fucking do the film festival in. So he went and bought a movie theater there at Newark, man, in Highlands and Leonardo, whatever. It's around that area. And I just went there, and it's so cool, man. Everyone that was there was so positive, dude. Everyone was happy. Everyone was so ecstatic to be part of the View Askew universe and to be in the theater and seeing all the posters. It was very inspiring. I got to shake the man's hand. That was it. Tell him to unblock me and stop being a baby. Damn it! What did you say?
Well, look, I got to be honest with you. Tom and I take shots at Kevin Smith. I used to like Kevin Smith, and then I felt like he bought in, sold out in Hollywood. And
okay. This is cool.
I like the independent mindset. And Kevin stopped being an independent mindset when he started doing that one show on AMC where he worked with JJ's childhood best friend. And then he got in the door, and then all of a sudden he become kind of an asshole. And it's like, all right, fuck off, Kevin. It's like, we'll miss you. I miss seeing old Kevin. What's that?
From everything I've experienced about Kevin Smith, and yes, I don't like all his movies. Nah, dude, you guys should give him a shot. I think this man is.
Well, I know Tom would give him a shot if he would unblock him.
I don't know him personally, but this guy is trying to help out the new generation.
Well, see, that I do support. Anytime you help independent filmmakers, I 100% support it, whether I like you or not. And I wanted to point that out to you is that we are big supporters of independent film, and we would love to do, if you ever want to come on and premiere one of your films with us.
Hell yeah, dude.
Do it with Paulie first, I know, because you got that bro thing going with Paulie.
I was going to premiere Blood Positive on January 1st, so we've got an exclusive.
Just come on here, Pop Culture. I don't know if we'll be picked up by KGRA Radio yet, because I got to be honest, I'm not sure when they're picking us up. We got picked up by a major global radio station, and we're not leaving YouTube, but we're going to grow in a different way because one, for some reason, they like me because I'm an asshole, and they're like, "You're funny." Yes, you're a prick, but we think you're funny. So I'm going to continue doing what we do, but we're going to be doing it more through the radio. And I'd love to have you on with that because that's a bigger audience. We're going to have thousands
I could bring
watch
John,
it.
the guy from The Wrong Guy. I could bring him on.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude, do that. I love fucking with actors. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've worked in film, and I'm just like, I've done a lot of worked in journalism for years, and you'll probably appreciate this. I was doing an interview with Bruce Campbell, and that's how I became friends with Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
And he introduced me to Jeremy Roberts, who was on his show Briscoe County, and he was in the movie Running Time, which my buddy Josh Becker directed. And Josh is a regular on our show. Josh Becker, he did the movie Running Time. He did the Hercules and Xena movies, and as well as working on the shows. Great director,
Dude,
great writer.
Xena and Hercules are awesome, man.
Yeah, he wrote the Joxer theme. He wrote the lyrics.
Wow.
You know, and he's one of my closest friends. And he's the guy who got me working in film. First movie I ever did artwork for was him and Bruce Campbell's Running Time. But anyway, tomorrow we're premiering 2 films of his. It's a little film festival for members of our channel to come and watch 2 films.
Yeah.
And we're going to show Running Time and Lunatics: A Love Story. And if you've never seen the Sony Pictures, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell produced it. Lunatics. That is a crazy fucking movie.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't get to see it till I was in the Army at the time, and it was not available on post. So I found out about it when I got home. And I'm like, oh, what? I got to see this movie. It's got Ted Raimi in it, Sam's brother.
Yeah.
That dude's funny.
Yeah,
And but I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. I had a point, but I'm old.
Well, it's old cinema. It's indie cinema.
That's it. Indie cinema. You know, it's like I've always supported indie. I don't think I ever want to work on a film that's a major studio. Like I found out Valentine's Day of 2018 that I worked for Tom Hanks. Okay. Nice. I woke up on Valentine's Day Eve and my boss goes, by the way, Tom Hanks is now our executive producer on the film.
Oh, damn.
And I'm, that's cool. And I'm like, oh, yay. Went through my day, wrote, hey, guys, I work for Tom Hanks. You know, went through the day. And then I went to bed. I woke up on Valentine's Day like this. Oh, my God, I work for Tom Hanks. It took a whole day for it to really kick in.
I mean, he's a legend, dude. How can you not be excited to be working with such a legend and such a great
And the film's still not made. It's a war film, World War II film, that they are still working on. Oh, I did the official artwork for that in 2014.
It takes forever, dude. Everything takes so long because we have to like coordinate everyone's schedules, and sometimes people are
working. Schedules because you got Gary Sinise, Tom Hanks. Let's see, there was somebody else. Ted Danson was involved with it. So,
damn, like this is all-star cast.
Yeah. And but I'm just telling you, I get it. Indie film is so important to support. I almost hate the studio system, and I have said religiously, and I want you to know I mean this. Indie is the future of cinema.
I agree.
The studio system is dying. They're becoming too expensive. And it's independent film that's eventually be the only thing you really see in movie theaters that you can afford to go see.
Yeah. I everything. Look, this is really funny. I was late because I was on a meeting with the
You weren't late. You were on time.
Thank you. And there's
you really were. You actually showed up 5 minutes early.
Oh, okay, perfect. I thought I was late. I sometimes lose track of time. I'm doing calls and like with email, and immediately I'm like, God damn it, it's 8 p.m. What? And I know. And so yeah, I know. I can understand where you're like, oh, I'm getting old. I'm getting old too, and I'm like losing it.
Losing it.
Make more funny movies, I guess.
Standing there in the refrigerator, going, "Did I just put something your way, or am I here to get something?" Hey, where's the keys? They're in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Why?
Old people in refrigerators. That's all I got to say. That's a movie.
Yes.
What inspires your stories? That's one thing I wanted to ask you is what inspires your stories? Is it real life shit that you were going through, or just something spontaneously pops in your head? You think, oh my God, that'll be funny.
A mix of both. Like the wrong guy was going to go in a very different direction. Like the original concept was created by John Kaler because this person cut him off and was like, whoa, what the hell? Like his baby was there and he got all scared and shit. And then he was like, damn it, I wish I could have caught him. And then in the original script, they become friends. And I was like, no, dude, I think it should be like, you come over. And well, then we started restructuring stuff, and then it's what it is. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted there to be a twist, like in the first intro, then when you see the guy, and then when you think the money. Like I wanted to pull the rug as many times as possible and just give you an entertaining short film. So how do we
plots? Do the plots, because plot's a device. Yeah. It's not necessary, but it's fun when you do get to use them. But
yeah, definitely.
When you structure your story, the story itself is structured. Mm-hmm. What you're talking about is something different, where you're moving the plot parts, and it's not, because you can only tell a story a certain way, mm-hmm. and get it to work properly. It's like a joke. But I like what you're saying here, because that is one part that I've never talked about in our filmmaking discussions, because I talk about filmmaking a lot, writing in particular, because I'm a writer as well. I've been writing for 35 years. And it's like, basically, I tell people that your story, it has to be structured like a joke, because a joke only works if it's told a certain way.
Yeah.
The same thing with a story. But your little plot devices, because that's all a plot is. It's a device for you to use within your storytelling. And I liked how you did it, like in what's it called? The Wrong Guy. I liked how you moved some of those plot devices around in the story to help enhance the storytelling process.
Well, did you all see it?
Yes. All of us on the team did. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for watching it.
Keith slept through it. I'm kidding.
I was like, wait. No, the thing is that everything changed because I had to direct it remotely because I got COVID, dude. So
shit.
Yeah, man. It's like anytime I hear someone say that certain people don't struggle more than others, I'm just like, okay, doke, because like the day before production, I get COVID. And it's like, we can't pull the contracts out. We can't, we've invested everything. This is our highest produced short film. And it was like, okay, I guess.
What was your budget on that?
$50K.
Now you did that through crowdfunding, right?
Well, we did it all, like we all put our money in. Like we all put our money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I know. Okay. But anyway, you were saying about COVID. Yeah, so you got the COVID on the day before.
Yeah, on the day before, and John Kaler, who's the producer and actor, he's like, "What do we do, man?" And I told him, like, "Dude, I'm just gonna do it remotely, and I have to be patient. I'm gonna have to be able to do it." And everyone trusted, and I had one of my producers like on my phone, on off phone, live stream, and then I had a live stream from the camera to my monitor so I could see, and then I remembered the location scout as best as I could, and then I just took a little bit more time in editing to find certain beats and to find like, how do I make this interesting for this motivation, and how do I do this? Like, I wanted every scene to stand out. So we really took our time in the editing, which showed me to be more patient, and also it taught me a lot of things about rhythms and how I'm approaching my next movie is completely different. And without me having just saying fuck it, I'm gonna do it, I wouldn't be able to do this one.
Well, I want to ask you something, because like working with Josh Becker for 30 years. One thing I learned from him, because he's a great teacher when it comes to writing. And one of the things that I learned from him is that short stories, one, make the best books or stories to adapt. But short films in themselves are often better films because they stick to the simple story, the basic story. And it's the thing that I beat filmmaker friends over the head about. Look, your film looks great, but what's the fucking story? What's the theme of your story? And I love a good short film, and that's why I like your films, because you've got a little story there.
Yeah,
you've got a story. You stick to it, no matter how you interweave throughout it. I like that. But one of the things I like is short stories that are called sudden fiction. They are one-page short stories. I don't know if you've ever read this. There's a book out there called Sudden Fiction. Great authors in there from Bradbury, Block, all those guys. Matheson is in there. Sudden fiction. It's like it's one scene, one simple scene, and really, in a way, your film that last one I watched, Perps, is two scenes. That's all it is. That is right on my opinion. That's short. That is sudden fiction. That's one of those really good short stories. And it is, you follow the path of the rule of the joke, the introduction, the transitional scene, and the punchline. And it's exactly what you did. You followed it surgically all the way to the end, perfectly. And I can't give you enough accolades over that. I love that. But
and the punchline being,
you're muted.
Oh no, thank you.
Oh, because it just looked like this, like Mr. Bean.
No, I think you were gonna the punchline being was I love that they go pick on a fight and then fucking the Hulk comes out.
The Hulk, the fucking Hulk. And I love that you even call him the Hulk.
Yeah, he says his name wrong, Ferragamo.
That was so fucking It's like, what did he call him?
Lou Ferragamo, like the
Lou Ferragamo. Ferrigno.
In this case, the punchline was a literal punch.
Exactly. You can catch your ass whooped by the Hulk.
If you guys have not seen his short films, please, Polly, would you share the link again to his YouTube channel? Go check out his films. They're really good. In January 1st, let's do that. What is January 1st? Let me up my calendar.
Yeah, what is January 1st?
January 1st is a Sunday. Crap. I don't do a show on Sunday. Danny does.
We could do Monday. We could do something else. We want.
Are you okay with the day before on
31st?
Oh yeah, that's not good. No, that's not good.
The slogan is we want to have people start the year off with a bang, and it's like it's a revenge film.
Friday the 6th is going to be the best day for it because our Friday shows is our best show. You're on it right now.
Yes.
This is the show we put all our energy into and all our passion. The morning shows I created just because I needed to get over my nervousness, but people come watch it, so I'm like, I'm going to keep doing it because I'm very nervous. I was very nervous when I started doing this. I didn't want to do this show. Keith, I wanted to do a show featured Keith right here. This guy, that guy, in the clouds, What are you, Lando Calrissian?
Yes.
No, now you're hanging Luke Skywalker. You're on the antenna down below.
Yeah, let me talk to John, my producer, and can I get back to you on that one?
No, you're not allowed. Yeah.
Oh man.
Go see that damn film, man. Perps was my favorite, but I absolutely love The Wrong Guy. But Perps was like just this perfect little short film. 9 minutes long. Fucking fun. It was like a cartoon. I love the old Warner Brother cartoons, Tom and Jerry cartoons, from MGM. Those short little vignettes, man. There you go. Thank you, Paulie.
Thanks, Paulie.
Go check it out. And in fact, if you have some free time, why don't we have you on next Saturday, not this Saturday, tomorrow, but the following Saturday. Come back on, and we will watch 2 of your films on the show.
All right, let's do it.
And we'll let you do commentary.
Oh, nice. That'd be dope.
And I'll play Crow from MST3, Misty 3K.
Yes, I love Mystery Science.
No, I'm more like Joel. kind of an
My
asshole.
buddy Aaron Mastriani, who actually helped us on The Wrong Guy and Blood Positive, is associate producing the new season of Mystery Science Theater. That's dope.
Actually, you know what? Let's instead of doing it on Saturday for Saturday Morning Fun Time, we'll do it because I'm doing a thing tomorrow for just our members, which is going to be a double feature of Josh Becker's films. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you heard that, but Josh's first two films, two of his first films. I can't find a copy of Thou Shalt Not Kill Except with Sam Raimi as the bad guy.
Whoa.
He's the psycho serial killer in the movie. I can't find a copy of it right now, but I do have Lunatics: A Love Story and Running Time.
Yeah,
and so I thought,
you were talking about.
and so tomorrow I'm going to have it's for private, but with your films we don't have to do it privately. We can actually broadcast and not worry about getting claimed. But for his films we could get claimed, so I do it privately. But why don't we do that next Saturday evening, 5:00? Where are you at in the U.S.?
I'm in Los Angeles. I have, let me get back to you on that because I have an event on Saturday, but it might be at 4 or 3 p.m. my time.
Which would be later for us.
Yeah.
So for 5:00 for us, it would be 2:00 your time, or 3 o'clock.
I think I could do it. I think I could do it because I have a thing for like an early dinner with a couple. Yes, let me confirm.
Just get back with me, yeah, and let me know.
85% sure. Yes.
Okay. So we'll be doing that next weekend, guys. If everything goes well, we will do a show 2 of your, or maybe 3 of your films because they're short films.
If you let my editor, I'm going to be editing. If you let my editor be on the channel and do, because I would love. I'm not going to tell him to say anything. I would love for him to see if he chimes in on anything because he's going to be editing my new movie and we're going to be working on something.
Yeah, editors. Now we've had one of the most celebrated editors of the 2010s on here. He's
my co-editor. I edit a lot of my movies too, but he's my co-editor and we work really well as a team. So it's like a 2-man team.
Yeah. Hold on, I got to check something real quick here. I'm just looking something up real quick here.
Yeah.
Where is it? Well, anyway, we've had one celebrated editor on here, and I love talking to editors because there's often some of the best film editors out there understand story structure better than directors.
Mm-hmm.
And it blows my mind that the best editors I've ever met were really good storytellers. And they understood the structure of storytelling, not just the spoken part, but the visual part. And one of my favorite jokes told by a film editor was, you could always tell when the filmmaker director edited their film because they let the scene go on a few seconds longer than it should have.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so in love with the scene that they forget it's about the timing.
Yeah,
there's a timing aspect to it that editors are in tune with, and filmmakers have a tendency of doing that, and I know that because I've got a director friend of mine who's his cut of a film is always longer than his editor.
I try not to. I feel like I'm pretty good at cutting the fat, and I get.
It's your baby.
Yeah,
it's your every movie is a filmmaker's baby, and you don't want to cut it. Yeah, it's hard for a filmmaker. One last joke for you. I wrote a script with a buddy of mine called the New Vikings comedy, based on all my comedies are based on real people and dumb fucking shit that has happened in my life that people go, that really happened to you? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, holy shit, your life's insane. I'm like, I know.
Thank you.
My comedy comes from reality. And in the script, we wrote it. It was 145 pages. And I said, it's too long. I said, we need to edit it down. So we sat down over a week and edited it. And it was 160 when we were done. And we had cut scenes out. We just kept adding to it, and I said, we're no longer allowed to edit our film script. We can't edit it. We got to bring somebody else, a third party, to edit the script because it's like
exactly,
it's our baby. We can't fucking do what we need to do to it. And that's just an example of what I'm talking about. Filmmakers got to be careful when they're editing because their scenes can really become long in the tooth. And that's why I'm glad to hear you work with an editor.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be. First of all, I'm not gonna be someone who's just I'm gonna do everything. Hey man, good for you if you can do it. I think that I should at the end of the day I have to make the movie as best as possible for the audience. So as much as I love film so much and I like to watch good movies, or hopefully bad movies too, but I care about cinema that I try to see it now from the perspective of how do I entertain the audience now. Hopefully, give them something.
One of the first ways, because I would assume you consider yourself a good film lover, right?
Hopefully,
you are your audience.
Yeah,
and so when you look at something, and I'm sure this is how you approach it, I enjoy this, and the odds are this that if I enjoy this, someone else will.
Yeah. That's. I think you're as a director, you're kind of based on your film taste, and as you can see,
exactly. That's why it's always so important. They say, write what you know, and it's the same thing for filmmakers. Make a film about things you know and love, and I guarantee you that's what you do, right?
I try. Yeah, I try to make it as much. Well, I don't want to stick to certain things. Also, like Blood Positive is a very different movie. It's a movie about two sisters that go on a hunt for their estranged father to kill him because of all the abuse they did on them. And it's a very different film, but it was me trying to hey, I want to do a thriller. There's no jokes in it. There's zero jokes. So I really liked how that came about, that I said, okay, well, now I'm going to combine comedy with that. And hopefully that was what I was able to do with The Wrong Guy. How do I make a stupid comedy, but also keep it thrilling, and that you care about this childish loser?
Right.
And, oh my God, Chris Carter directing style. That is an honor that you say that.
Well, I got to tell you, my dad loved Chris Carter. And he actually turned his name into a phrase, which was if he saw a film that did something that he saw on X-Files, he would call it Chris Cartering.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
And so I would say that if that reminded you of Chris Carter, you did some Chris Cartering on your project with the way you shot it. So that's a compliment. It is. Chris Carter's great.
Compliment. Thank you for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, man, it's. I wanted to make a movie that people would enjoy, and I don't know. Like the older I get upset that comedies don't get awards, and it's. I don't want to just make movies about the.
They've always been the redheaded stepchild, dude.
Yeah,
they're necessary.
They're so necessary, and just because I'm Mexican, it doesn't mean my only movies have to be about immigration and all that shit. I'm like, hey, this is a movie about a buffoon who thinks that he's a badass, and just have fun with it, dog. Not everything has to be serious. There are smarter people than me, and there are people that have gone through worse shit than me that should talk about those stories. I don't know. That's my.
Yeah, no, and I empathize with that shit, man. Great statement. And just because I love the Latino culture a lot.
Well,
there's so many of them in my family. And I turned to my brother-in-law, Jose, and I said, I acted like a redneck. I said, boy, you know what pisses me off about the Mexicans? They're taking over my family.
We're so damn loving, dude. We love life. Man,
seriously.
We love life, and we want it like
the Latino culture really it enriches life. I don't know, man. I loved living. I grew up in Phoenix. I grew up in, the Southwest. And sadly, I am the only sibling in my family doesn't speak fluent Spanish.
Oh,
man. Yeah, I chose German because my dad, German. Like, what's that gotten me? I can't order a taco in German.
My girlfriend is half German, half Mexican.
And our producer, by the way, on the show is Mexican Iron Man, Mikey Sutton.
Hilarious, dude. That guy's funny.
Fucking love, yeah, because he posted that video the other day on Twitter of a guy falling out of a window trying to climb up there, and it's people are saying that they were saying it was Mexican Iron Man. I looked at the video and I said, I know it's not, because you're a two-fisted taco-eating motherfucker. You would have just fallen. There was none of that clinging on shit, and you would have protected those tacos. You would have fallen on your back, taking it just so the tacos would survive.
I would do that. It's like a beer. If I slip,
Oh, fuck yeah, you protect the beer.
protect the beer, sir.
Well, I want to ask you before we go, because we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, no.
Where can we find you? On Facebook and Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Can we? Are you on both of those?
On Instagram, I'm Alejandro Montoya Marin. It's my full name, Alejandro Montoya Marin. I'm there pretty regularly. That's where I use to promote our projects, and my company's called PushStart Films, one word. And we've got a couple of. We're shooting our next movie in February, and we have 3 short films coming out next year. One being Blood Positive. So yeah, we're just working, man. We're working away, and we're trying to get some things being produced of different genres, and we're doing. We're working with a brand called Love Bash. And we're basically going to be doing like a revolver of content of just random storytelling animations, abstract videos and stuff. And it's pretty cool.
Very, very freaking cool. Yeah, I'm going to want to talk to you some more because you're fun to talk to.
Thanks, man. Likewise to everyone.
And I'm not just on the show. I'd actually love to have a conversation with you in private because I like talking with other filmmakers. I am a suffering filmmaker because this is a sad story. Don't cry. I discovered while making film that I don't like other people.
Oh, wow.
And I especially get annoyed with actors.
Yes.
And I just went, fuck, I guess I better go do comics. Because I cannot stand working with people. So anybody that can
you do
work
this show.
with... And yet, I was told, though, when making an independent film, to always be the ride for everybody that works on the film. Have a van and bring everybody there because they don't get to leave until you leave.
Damn.
What are your thoughts on that?
I feel that I treat people as I want to be treated. I can be an asshole when it's needed. And I can be very nice when it's needed. I'm not going to let you push me around. I feel that I'm grateful for everyone that's being part of the team because in order for me to make all these indie movies, it requires people to get paid less and to put in hard work. And I am not Tarantino and I am not Fincher. I'm not revolutionizing cinema. I'm not that smart. So I care that they're giving me the opportunity to make film and I'm very happy, dude. I think that I'm very grateful for my friends and everyone that I surround myself with people that I admire and they become my friends. So I get to work with my friends and I'm always very happy to be on set.
And that's good. So you're saying that you try to create a positive working environment.
Yeah, man, because why be upset? We're not splitting the atom. We're making movies. We're making movies that are going to entertain people. Like, let's just have fun. And I've toned down on the calming down, man. As a Mexican, I feel like I have not have anything handed to me. I've had to go wash toilets after film school and fucking keep up a happy face with an economy dropping in 2008 and learn a language and being able to be funny in 2 languages and have a day job. It hasn't been easy, so it's not going to gain me anything to have a chip on my shoulder. And I try to come in and let you know I'm educated and let you know I'm ambitious and I care about this. So don't treat me like a moron, and we're going to get along perfectly. And
you know what? This is a great comment right here from War Monkey. Be that smart to be the next Tarantino. We believe in you and want you to succeed and kick ass. So there you go.
Thank you, man. That's really nice. That's badass. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Look, I got a Tarantino tattoo right here.
we'll talk privately about Tarantino because it's like James Gunn. I have a love-hate relationship with him because
I was like so surprised you guys didn't like Suicide Squad because I laughed my ass off.
I hated the film because he focused too much on the comedy and not enough on the story, and I felt like it fell short on a lot of things. Whereas Peacemaker is fucking brilliant.
But I don't care how bad the Suicide Squad is. King Shark rocked.
Oh yeah, King Shark was pretty fucking
cool.
My sister loved him, and I loved the rat girl. That girl was hilarious.
We need a comedy with those two.
Yeah, man.
A body comedy with King Shark and Ratcatcher.
No, a road trip movie.
Oh,
King Shark and Ratcatcher
what a
on a road
bunch
trip.
of nerds I hang out with. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Hey, it is the end of the show. I want to thank our chat for being here. I'm going to go. I always read off the names. Latino Slant Polly, Bill Barkley, Krampus Jeebus. That's the Jeebus previously known as Monkey Jeebus. Anima Confusa, Love of My Life. Joseph Dredd. Penny, that is Dork Knight's mom. Adrian Calitz. The Sax God. Sox Bulletins. Dragon Ruse. Joseph Dredd. Christian Delorme. Wajid Leakey. Kingsport Cal. AF Watcher 88. Shanatsky. Fuck you, Shanatsky. I know you're still out there. I love you too, buddy. The Dork Knight. That's right. His mother and he watched the show. TJ Njosi Siro. I give up trying to pronounce his last name. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. Retro Nerd Girl, who is awesome. The Batman. War Monkey. If you got to go to war and you need a monkey, you want a war monkey. Osa Fresh 1994, Zod Rider, Joe's Atmosphere, Code Raven, Donnie Pearson, Flaccid Phoenix, you motherfucker, Mighty Orbots, Tree Rock Creations, let's see, Gap After Dark, and of course, a movie producer buddy of mine from Hollywood, Gary McClurg, who lives here in Springfield. He worked on a lot of movies out in Hollywood.
Nice.
And Six, previously known as Jedi 6 and then later Sagacious 6, but now just 6. Anybody who has the number 6 in their name has stolen from 6. She is the only 6, and
Gary?
we love her. Yeah, what do you want, Martin? What?
No, it's not what I want. It's what Gap wants.
What does Gap want? I want my... okay, you get your brat. There's a big thing about... Polly started this shit, by the way. Thank you, Polly. Backdoor Gary. Hashtag Backdoor Gary. It's a thing. And Polly started it, yes. So now we have a gag that whenever anybody breaks or breaches the back door, I got to play a video. So we've already had... we'll do this one.
Strong. I'm going to go check the back door. Back door.
And I'll do one more, just for shits and giggles.
Front door team and back door team.
So anywhere I can find somebody saying backdoor, I try to find a clip. Because we're stupid like that on this show.
Hey, it's fun.
It's all about having fun here. What's going on here? You got toys. He's wanting to show off his toys.
No, I'm not showing him nothing.
What is it?
Venom? Yeah, Venom.
Oh.
That's Fat Steven's collection. But anyway, I want to thank you for being on here, man. I want to thank the chat for being here. I want to thank my panel, Fat Steven Seagal, our co-host, my partner in crime, Keith Moncrief, who's again living in Bespin for some reason. I guess nobody's there. Didn't they leave Bespin?
Why didn't they leave the dual fighter behind you? So
I want to thank my buddy Viking at a time. Thanks a lot for being here, buddy. Good to see you. I'm so glad to have you back. Even though you're pretty quiet during the shows, I don't care. I love having you here. Our good friend John, also known as Das Wolfen. And for Das Wolfen, I always have this video for you, and I haven't played it in a while. I need to play it. Where's it at? There it is.
Before we begin, would you like to touch my monkey?
Thanks for being here, man. Fat Steven Seagal, my good friend.
Hey.
And Martin Acosta Santana, who is the right side of my brain. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you so much. And thanks for being here, man. I appreciated having you on as a guest, Alejandro. It really was. Do you have a nickname? Do you like being called like Ali or anything like that?
So whatever man. Whatever you feel. Some people call me.
Don't
Ale.
do that, because that's how I ended up with the nickname Fuckface.
And that's my nickname.
My daughter asked, like, why does Uncle Mac call you that? I said I screwed up and I let him call me at once, and I responded.
Note to self.
A lot of people responded.
Oh,
don't touch my monkey. Okay, whatever. This is the end, my friends. I want to thank everybody for being here. Great weekend. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Saturday morning fun time. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to be reviewing Wednesday. I was very fond of the show. I liked what they did. And a lot of us didn't have a beef until we got to the final episode. And then I was annoyed with it, the ending. I enjoyed it, but I was annoyed. And it's all about the writing. It's always about the writing. So thanks for being here. Go ahead and stick through the credits if you don't mind, Alejandro, because I know we'd like to talk to you for a few minutes longer in the after show. But this is our outro credits, so here we go. Are you ready? Oh my God!
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows.
Listen to Keith.
Channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.